A godly roamer is decided by many factors, but arguably the most important one is how roamers engage. A good engage can win a game entirely, but failing one can lead to an instant loss. So I've compiled 8 tips to make your engages and setups more successful. Number 1. To engage easier, start by engaging from different angles instead of up front. I suggest from the left because in the enemy's point of view, it is the angle where they can barely see anything from far. Try to also show up from a bush if you can, because that's the easiest way to surprise them. You should make it a habit, where you look at your allies on the map each time before you want to engage a team fight. Number 2, use the flicker and conceal to engage as often as you can, and don't save them to escape. Remember, as the tank, you should always sacrifice yourself for the team to win. This doesn't mean you shouldn't flicker or conceal to escape when you get caught. What I mean is, if you choose to engage without using flicker and conceal, while you could have used them to catch even more enemies, I want you to avoid that, as you should be going all out when engaging a team fight. Number 3, there are a lot of things you need to keep an eye on before you engage. Make sure your allies have their skills ready and enough mana to use their skills. You can check if they have ultimate by looking at the top of the screen. If there's green, it means that the ally has ultimate ready, and if there isn't, it's on cooldown. But keep in mind that a Fredrin can't use his ultimate until he gets 3 stacks from using his other skills. So even if it shows green, that doesn't mean he can use it, it just means that it isn't on cooldown. Number 4, understand how to counter each hero with crowd control. It takes time to know what other heroes do, but applying that knowledge into matches allows you to know how to engage on them. For example, if you're versus Wan, she has a second skill which removes CC effect. If you're playing a roamer, like Grok and Atlas, that cannot do 2 immediate crowd controls, then you need to wait until she has used her second skill by letting someone else force her to activate it. Another example is against Minotaur. Don't engage a team fight if he has ultimate ready, because you will be going directly into his ultimate. You should either try to wait until he has used it, or stun him along with the others. Number 5, don't ignore the other enemy's crowd control. We know that we're supposed to focus on the backline or target the enemy core. However, this doesn't mean you should completely forget the others, because if they have crowd control skills, they can stun you and cancel your skill. So instead, wait for a better opportunity where they are more split, or an opportunity where you can stun all of them. Number 6, if you're using roam blessings like Encourage or Favor, you can, in the late game with a lot of gold, remove your roam blessing and change to Conceal. This is especially important for Minotaur because most builds use Favor. But if you swap to Conceal before you engage, it will be easier to catch the enemies. Also remember, Conceal doesn't have to be for yourself, but you can use it for an ally too. After you've used Conceal, you can then swap back to the roam blessing you had beforehand. Number 7, during loading screen, analyze their battle spells to figure out how that could fail your engage. If an enemy has Purify, you must wait until they have used Purify before you can fully commit, otherwise you'll get yourself killed. Force them to Purify without overcommitting. As for an enemy with Vengeance, make sure that your team has enough damage to kill the enemy, because otherwise you'll fail too, especially in this current meta with Angela. If the enemy with Vengeance gets saved by Angela's ultimate, and your team doesn't have any skills left, you need to run for your life. Number 8, train your mechanics in practice mode. As boring as it sounds, it will improve your engages a lot. Spending as little as 5 minutes will make you more confident to do difficult flicker combos in-game. I personally never used ultimate plus flicker as Kufra until I spammed the combo in practice mode, which made me able to do it casually. Now that you've learned how to engage successfully, you can learn how to camp better by watching this video.